Hello everybody, I'm Xney, and today I just wanted to kind of sit back and talk to you about Pyro since, Pyro update, and I've just been playing a lot of Pyro recently. So I wanted to talk about how Pyro, in my eyes, when you boil him down, has two play styles, and one of these is a lot more effective than the other when you go into higher levels of play. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is the generic WM1, and there are weapons that the Pyro has that make this a lot more viable. When you use WM1, there's two levels inside of that. So there's two parts of playing Pyro, one of which being at WM1, and then there's two parts inside of that. One of them is just generic. I just downloaded this game. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna play Pyro. I'm gonna walk at people. I might get a kill, I might not. But walking straight at someone isn't a good idea because it's so easy to juggle you around, and it decreases the length of your flamethrower particles when you move forward like that. So it's wholly not effective. But the type of WM1 I'm talking about, or just walking at people, is accentuated with weapons like the Phlogistinator and the Backburner, because they make Pyro more of a flank class, making his WM1 more effective. Because if you have the Backburner and you get behind people and you just light up a medic, he's down in less than a second. It feels really good, and that weapon is really fun to play with. And the Flog, since you don't get the full health back when you use it, you just kind of get a safety net if you're being attacked from the invulnerability and such. You have to use it in a situation where you know you're gonna be able to get people. You can't just use it, oh, I'm back at full health, I guess I'm just gonna go crazy with it. It wasn't overpowered to begin with, but that's a conversation for another day. But the problem with both of these is against a team that's communicating, or anyone who's even sort of there, is you're not going to get very far. Soldier's going to see you, he's going to pop you in the air. Demoman's going to see you, he's going to pop you in the air. You're going to get headshot by a sniper. A scout's just going to give you 2 shots, you're dead. Most every class in the game can deal with you so effectively. And don't even talk about engineer, because what's a Pyro going to do against a sentry? So the other style of playing Pyro is a lot more reserved. You stay with your team, you extinguish them, you reflect rockets, you keep spam from hitting teammates. So you would ideally, let's say you're playing on a payload map, you would sit there on the cart, or you would be pushing the cart, you'd stay with your medic and whoever they're healing, the combo, because that's the main team unit, and you would protect them. You would make sure they don't take spam, they don't take pipes, they don't take stickies, they don't take rockets, you can deny players from getting at them, and by doing this, you are helping the team a lot more than you would by just kind of lone wolfing it up, trying to go out and burn everyone. I mean, lone wolfing it and burning everyone is really fun. I mean, that's why the Pyro has a weapon like the Back Scratcher, which just makes him the roaming Pyro. That weapon is honestly one of my favorite weapons to use on Pyro. I love that thing, but it's not effective is the problem. The only way Pyro is truly effective in this game at higher levels of play is by playing with your team as a unit and air blasting. That's pretty much it. Your flamethrower doesn't do much except for checking for spies, which the heavy can do as well, so glorified there as well. So why is Pyro an attacking class in Team Fortress 2? Well, he's not really when you get to, like I say, higher levels of play. I mean, even in 6s when you play Pyro, it's when you have an uber disadvantage, the enemy's pushing you on last, and you try to deny them. You aren't trying to get any kills. You're not expected to get any kills when you do that. You're just expected to deny their uber sometime and hopefully buy your team some time to defend the point. So Pyro's real role in Team Fortress 2 is support, and he's sort of weak and lacking in that. I mean, air blasting is really cool, and you can get some sick clips with that and some sick frags, but you're not powerful. I mean, the flamethrower's damage is really weak compared to other things. It might even do less damage than the SMG in some situations, which is kind of pathetic because the SMG isn't a very powerful weapon. It's not a primary like the flamethrower is. So the Pyro's biggest asset is just his air blast and what that does. But the problem with air blast is it's unreliable, it's wonky at times, and it's just kind of out there. So Pyro's not a attacking class, he's a weak flank class, and he's a decent support class. But that's only in competitive scenes. In a pub, you can play Pyro however you want. I mean, I love using the Backburner. It's probably one of my favorite Pyro unlocks in the game, just because it's really rewarding when you get behind 4 heavies and just torch them all down, So what does this mean for Pyro? As a whole, I mean, you only really have 2 playstyles, and one of them is much less effective than the other when it comes to higher levels of play, which is what Valve should be balancing the game around now that, competitive's a thing, and hopefully they'll be backing that, fingers crossed, but I'm not holding my breath. So Pyro would need some kind of buff, either making him more of a support class or attacking class. And since he is in the offensive category, they probably want to take it in that direction. Now, I can't say I know anything, I know how to buff the Pyro properly, but he needs something. Maybe some increase in how air blast works, some more damage maybe. I mean, take away the way afterburn works and redo that. Make flamethrowers do more damage, but they can only be held down for a certain amount of time until they overheat or something. I don't know, just throwing out ideas here. And I'm throwing these out because Pyro is a really fun class to play, and I really like playing Pyro. Pretty fun. I mean, you can't deny it's fun just walking at people and watching them die with something like the Flog or the Backburner, and it's not satisfying getting a reflect kill on someone, you know, that's like super try-hard soldier, just popping him up with his own rocket, hitting him with the shotgun. And I just want to see Pyro have more depth in a competitive field because, I don't know, it'd be cool. And so that's really what I wanted to talk about today. Maybe you disagree with what I'm talking about here. Maybe you think Pyro is like the worst class in the game, he doesn't need any of this, or like Pyro is super overpowered, and like maybe I'm wrong completely about the way I'm talking about playing Pyro. If you have anything like that, just put it down in the comment section. I read everything down there, and yeah, have a nice day.